The Avengers, issue number 10. That's right, folks. We're back at it. Jed McKay still going strong with this book. That's right. This has been a wild ride. And by that I mean, my goodness, is this just really boring and uninteresting? And it's just setting up thing after thing that means nothing to nobody. And I can't get excited for this book anymore. I really strongly feel nothing when this book comes into play. That's just so weird to think that the flagship Avengers book is just so boring. And it's doing nothing. We're still in like the Twilight dreaming stage, which is like after the Ashen Combine, it's another team, but they're more like, I think they're the ones that Jed McKay set up in his Timeless books. And they're like King Arthur's court themed. And this time we don't actually see the Avengers like fighting the Twilight Court. This time we see Meridian, however you want to call him, like the old wizard Merlin. You play it to it how you want. Comes to see Kang, who is in like the hospital in the Impossible City. Meridian wakes them up. He's like, "Okay, Kang, you're here. You got me here. You made your Avengers do this thing. So just knock it off already. I'm getting sick of this stuff. You and I are after the same thing. We both want the missing moment. And your Avengers are out here to help you beat my guy so you find it before me. But I'm sick of this shit, okay? You want to know what it is, I want to know what it is, but we both know it's like a locked door. It's something beyond any comprehension. And what do you think is behind a locked door? It's like a prize, the Grail. That's what Kang says, because it's King Arthur themed. So the Grail is like the prize or whatever. I don't know. It's like, okay, sure. Why not? Meridian's like, sure, it's the ultimate prize for anybody like us who goes on these adventures. And I guess what the book's trying to say is that like Meridian is just like a Kang-esque character. If it's like revealed that this is a different version of Kang, I'll be very pissed off and bored. Which is like there's a prize out there for the people like us who can like wander between space and time, like chrononauts or whatever they call them. It's ridiculous. But, you know, getting the Avengers to help Kang was like a good idea, but Meridian doesn't like it because they kind of failed. So it's like, look, we will end this fight because neither of us got what we wanted. Neither of our teams actually found the thing we're looking for. But because we're kind of in like a draw right now and I'm a poor sport, I'm going to leave you with a handicap and I'm going to take all your memories of all of this. He's like, don't you dare take it, but Meridian takes the memory of the missing moment from Kang, shocks him, and then him and the Twilight Court just skedaddle. And the Avengers just go to check on Kang, and he's like, you failed, you idiots! They were supposed to win, you're such a joke, I hate you! Utterly stupid. What is happening? Ridiculous. And Kang's like, fine, if you can't help me this time, next time we see you, it's not going to be as a friend. So then he just like leaves. He's like, well, that was a waste of time. I'm out of here. What? Was this all like a setup for this moment where like from the first issue, Kang was just playing all sides of this story? It's utterly bizarre. And it means virtually nothing to me. So Kang was using the Avengers to go into the Twilight Court because him and Meridian are searching for the missing moment. What is it? It's a MacGuffin. It does not matter what it is revealed to be. It's going to mean nothing to nobody. It's just a useless thing that has no real merit to this story or anything. It's just a plot device. I don't really care. So it leaves Carol and Tony just being like, oh no, what's going to happen now? We cut to later and we go to the dream realm of Nightmare. Thor Odinson and Wanda Maximoff go to talk to Nightmare, and basically they lay it all out on the line. They're like, look, we surrendered in your story earlier solely because we knew it was going to happen, and as Thor explains it, because in a couple issues ago, they were at the mercy of Nightmare, and then they were sent to fight the Twilight Court after that. Basically, like, it was Nightmare trying to be like, I just want to show you that I'm better than you, and if you surrender, I'll let you go. But essentially what actually happened was because Nightmare feeds on nightmares and he needs people to dream and exist, that he envisioned a world where there was no more people to dream and think. So they weren't actually trapped in their own worst nightmares. They were trapped in his nightmare, which was a nightmare where the universe was at its end. And basically, it wasn't like a plan of attack from him. It was a cry for help because he is scared of Mirrodin or the Twilight Court or like whoever, he's just scared that somebody's gonna murder the universe. And they're like, who is it? Who is it? He's like, I don't know. It's just somebody that's scary. And I gather wisps and hints, and it's something scary. Like, the eighth cosmos is at dire risk, and it will be the Avengers who either stop it or bring it to pass. Like, who? What are you talking about? I'm fine if there be, like, the concept alone of, like, Nightmare made a nightmare world for himself to tell the Avengers that he needs help and he's scared of something that's coming. That's cool. But just like a mysterious thing that may or may not be Mirrodin, I don't care. I'm sorry, Jed. I've been on your side for so long. I just don't understand what you're doing in this book. It doesn't feel like anything's truly happening. And it's very bizarre that way. Like, I want to say like 12 to 10 of these pages are just like Mirrodin and Kang talking. And you're like, who cares? You spent a lot of time explaining nothing. We don't know anything else about this character. You didn't set up anything new. We were already aware of the missing moment. You didn't lay out what it's going to be. You only said the eighth cosmos. But if you went back to check one of like the earlier books, issues like 1 or 2, I'm sure that's like one of the other like storylines and arcs that was referenced, because the Impossible City was referenced, the Twilight Court was referenced. Now I'm sure the eighth cosmos was also part of that. I just can't get excited. I don't think this is doing anything. It's telling a pretty simple story, which is fine, but it's just so, like, uninteresting. We're after a MacGuffin. A new character's coming to destroy everything. That's really something. It's not much, but it is something, I suppose. I don't know. I still struggle with this book immensely, and I hope it gets better. Or I hope when we, like, leave this big arc, whatever this big arc is gonna be, with the Kang and Mirrodin and all this crap, it gets better. But I'm not sold on that yet. So Nightmare knows something about the eighth cosmos. Whatever that means, I don't care. So, the Avengers issue number 10, I am going to give a 5 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.